Hello, my name is Catharine Titi. I am a Research Associate Professor at the French National Centre for Scientific Research and the CERSA Research Centre of the University Paris II Panthéon-Assas. I am a member of the Academic Council of the Institute for Transnational Arbitration, and this video is part of the series What I'm Working On Now. I'm currently working on two different topics. First of all, I'm finalizing my new monograph for Oxford University Press. The topic of the monograph is Equity in International Law. It covers both international courts and tribunals, and it addresses the role of equity in the international law of the 21st century. Where arbitration is concerned, the book focuses on interstate arbitration and investor-state arbitration. Of course, equity is relevant to many aspects of the awards of international arbitral tribunals. I will give one example. Equity is important in the calculation of damages, in the calculation of compensation, when tribunals choose between different valuation methods, and in general when they exercise the discretion they have in this field. In investment arbitration, equity is also relevant in the allocation of costs between the parties and in decisions on security for costs. So let's take security for costs as an example. Security for costs is, of course, a provisional measure, and we know that historically, provisional measures were equitable remedies. Provisional measures come from the Roman interdict, and of course, in English equity, we have injunctions. The links between equity and provisional measures may be less obvious to those of us who come from civil law systems than they are to those colleagues who come from common law jurisdictions. But in any case, the idea that provisional measures have an equitable function is evident in recent decisions of investment tribunals that have taken equitable considerations into account. They have taken proportionality into account, and they have tried to achieve an equitable and balanced solution in their own terms when they determined whether to grant security for costs. Of course, this is only one small aspect of the book, which is whose topic rather is much broader. The second topic that I'm working on is reform of investor-state dispute settlement. I'm looking at reform in a holistic way, in the sense that I'm interested in all aspects of reform. I follow the process in UNCITRAL Working Group 3. I'm a delegate there for the European Society of International Law, and I serve on the steering committee of the Academic Forum on ISDS, whose work precisely feeds into the negotiations in UNCITRAL Working Group 3. As a member of three working groups, I have three working groups of the Academic Forum on ISDS. I have worked on costs of arbitral awards, incorrectness or perceived incorrectness of arbitral awards, selection and appointment of adjudicators, and I have also been part of an informal working group on binding interpretations by the treaty parties. I am currently working on selection and appointment, aspects of selection and appointment, and since reform in UNCITRAL Working Group 3 covers both arbitration and a standing mechanism, so the proposal of the European Union for an international investment court. I am also looking at both international courts and tribunals. For example, one of the questions I'm interested in at this moment is the nationality of international adjudicators. For example, why does ICSID discourage the presence of arbitrators with the nationality of the disputing parties when other arbitration rules do not? And also what happens in international courts with nationality, with national judges sitting in a case involving the state of their nationality. I'm also interested in questions about judges ad hoc. An example is, does the presence of judges ad hoc in small divisions in an international court make these courts make chambers of an international court function like arbitral tribunals? So these are some of the issues and some of the questions on which I'm working. I will stop here. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.